You are now listening to the Social English Podcast. This is an English slang words and phrases for social situations episode. In today's Social English Snacks episode, the cool new phrase or slang is yeeted or yeet. Okay, so yeeted or yeet. Have you ever heard this before? Do you want to know what it means? Well, we're going to get into it on the Social English Podcast Snacks Edition right after this.
皆さんこんにちは。毎日少しずつ社交に使える英語の上達を目指すソーシャルイングリッシュポッドキャストへようこそ。今日はぜひもっと自信を持って英会話してみましょう。Are you ready, Percy? Let's go!
Yes, thank you, Hikari. I am very ready for today's episode. Minasan, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Social English Podcast. I am your host, Percy, and I want to welcome you, Yokso, to the Social English Podcast, where we help you speak better social English every day. Now, today is one of our snacks episodes for my listeners that are already listening in Japan and America and even in the UK. They know that this episode is kind of a quiz at first. I'm going to quiz you with a new English slang word or phrase, and then I'm going to tell you what it means, give you some examples, and help you understand the word. Now, today's slang word is yeeted or yeet. So, one more time, think about it very carefully. Do you know what yeeted means? Can you guess what it means? Well, find out right after this.
今日はクイズをしましょう。この単語を英語で理解できるかどうかをテストする準備はできていますか？今日、私たちは別のこれはどういう意味ですか？エピソード。今日、私たちは現代の本物の話し言葉の英語で使われている単語やフレーズを教えます。エピソードの終わりまで聞いてください。あなたは今日あなたが学んだことに驚くでしょう。始めましょう。
So, have you ever heard anyone say yeeted before? Well, yeeted is a slang word that means to throw something with a lot of force, or in a way that shows you don't really care about it. So, the history of this thing, where did yeeted? It's a funny sounding word. It sounds strange, right? So where did yeeted come from? Or yeet? This word became popular around, 2014 maybe. Yeah, about 10 years ago. So it's a new word. It's usually used online and in memes. It can be funny or even a surprising way to talk about throwing something. So you are probably wondering, hey, Percy, how about an example? So that's what we're going to do now. Here's an example dialogue of a conversation between two people using Yeeted. Please listen. Kite kudasai. Oh no! I missed the trash can completely. My crumpled paper is gonna yeet. Phew. Almost made a mess there. Okay, in that dialogue, it was a little bit funny, maybe. Um, I had a piece of paper that I was throwing in the trash, but to make it more interesting for people around me, if they see me, I yelled out yeet and made it funny and more exaggerated, as we say in English, more a big moment. So people, if they see it, they may think it's funny or interesting. So that is an example of yeet with that sample dialogue. Now, I know you heard my voice and you love me. That's awesome because I love you too. But I bet you probably want to hear some more people, other people, and other examples. So now let's go to the internet and listen to some more examples of how the slang word yeeted is used in English.
英語を学び始めたばかりのリスナーの皆さん、こんにちは。ソーシャルイングリッシュポッドキャストの今日のエピソードはあなたのためです。それでも問題が解決せず、このエピソードの英語が理解できない場合は、ゆっくりとエピソードを聞いてください。頑張れ。
Okay, so now we have jumped into the internet and we're going to listen to some more examples of yeeted, and you're going to get some interesting examples of how yeeted is used by other people in English. So let's get started.
Which is adorable. I still stand by that. Like a little old man. Just like that. 1 week after I finished the build, I went to move him and I grabbed it by the rocking chair and immediately yeeted him into another plane of existence, right onto the floor, smashed his ears into pieces. As you can see, I did some patchwork here. I'm sure the look of betrayal upon his big beady eyes was something to behold. It was very much
Okay, in this particular example, this YouTuber here, she broke her Yoda doll by accidentally throwing it on the ground. So she said, I yeeted it on the ground. She threw it on the ground. She yeeted it. So, yeah, that's one example of yeeted from another person. Okay, so here's another example of yeeted um, from another YouTuber talking about a story of their life, or, another story time. Here we go.
Infographics show I don't want to chainsaw Bathsheba out of my new girlfriend. I just got her and I had to throw the last one off a cliff and set a forest on fire around her. And the one before that I yeeted out a castle window. Fine, you big baby, let's get your girlfriend unpossessed. Get holy water, you need a lot of it. Evil.
Okay, so in that example, was a little bit strange because if you heard it, he's telling a story like a horror movie story where he yeeted or threw his girlfriend out of a window. So threw girlfriend out a window. A little bit of a strange story, but it's a YouTube story. In this next example, this guy's talking about when he went to an amusement park and what happened there. So listen for Yeeted in this example.
If you're gonna tell me indigestion is the reason I'm gonna wait another 2 hours, I'd rather you say the seven dwarves animatronics became sentient and yeeted the cart off the rail than try to fathom the idea that many people are simultaneously having stomach aches. Despite this rant, I believe most families do enjoy their time at Disney World.
Okay, so that was a little bit of another strange example, but it's common. So when telling stories, this, especially on YouTube, sometimes it's a little bit big or exaggerated. So he's telling a story about Disney World, and he he wishes there was an accident, which is a little bit weird, rather than the ride happening the way it should. So that's another way of using yeeted. This next example is from a YouTuber talking about the lost fable. So listen for yeeted here again.
Theorizing on why the moon is the way it is, how it could possibly tie into Salem or the Grimm or even the Silver-Eyed Warriors. Forget all that. It's just because the god of darkness yeeted himself into the moon on the way out. How riveting. It's a lazy and vapid answer that fans had been craving for several years at this point. And
Okay, so again, that story is interesting. Just talking about um, how a being in this something in this character in this story threw or yeeted out moons and things. So it's a very interesting story. Let's see if there's one more yeeted example. Let's check it out. Okay, this next example is someone talking about yeeted. Please listen, see if you can figure it out.
stakes to keep the story engaging. And I love the little moment of Darcy and Stormy coming to Icy's rescue, and the Trix's moment to fight together before, getting yeeted from the infinite ocean. Now, my big problem with this finale is the fact that Bloom is the one to defeat Tritanus. This villain has been personal to Aisha for the
Okay, so in that story, the a fan is talking about the Wix Club and what happened in the Wix Club, and about people getting yeeted or thrown out of the ocean. So those are four, I think, four examples of yeeted from the internet. Hope you enjoy them.
このショーを気に入っていただけたら5つ星のレビューをぜひお願いします。
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so again, I'm glad to give you those examples of yeeted. Let's talk about today's action items. If you want to practice with a friend, this is what you can do. If you play catch or you throw something, especially in Japan, the pet bottles or petto bottle, botoru. So you throw that in the basket, in the bin, in the trash basket, or the recycling. You can say, I'm gonna yeet this. So just look at your friend, hold the bottle, and say, hey, I'm gonna yeet this. Or another version easy for you. I'm gonna yeet this over there. I'm going to yeet this into that, something like that. And just remember, don't try to use this with people who don't understand Yeeted or English slang. They will be very confused. Okay? Appreciate you today. Thank you. And don't forget to leave a review. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Leave a comment. If you like this Social English Snacks episode, let me know. And if you have any questions on Yeeted or how it's used, you can also send those messages to Twitter at social_English or at Instagram social_English_4_Japanese, and I will respond to you. One more thing is we do have a new YouTube channel with it's the Social English new YouTube channel where you can see shorts there. Follow me on TikTok as well. TikTok Social English, and you can see more funny little clips, but they're also designed to help you learn English in a fun way. Okay? And that's all I have for you today. And I'll see you in the next episode. Peace and love.
今日は楽しい時間をありがとうございました。ぜひ私たちのウェブサイトrealsocialenglish.com を訪問して日本語訳と役立つ情報を手に入れてください。また次回お会いしましょう。バイバイ。See you next time. Bye bye.